Everybody's vibe coding these days. Your auntie, your uncle, your grandma, your next door neighbor, everybody thinks they're a SaaS developer. And I think that's cool. I think it's really good that the barriers have been removed to create software as a service for people, because if I wasn't already a millionaire, SaaS would have made me a millionaire. So, and I didn't start off a millionaire, but this is not about my story, it's not about me. Look, the truth is, building SaaS is not the difficult bit. Building a business is the difficult bit. It is now, it's always been. Now, it's definitely getting easier in many ways, and the barrier has definitely been lowered for normal people to get into the SaaS game, which is amazing because it can be life-changing. People join up for your software that solves a simple problem, and they pay you month after month after month. So if you get 100 customers in month one, well, you probably still keep 97, 98, maybe even 99 or 100 of those customers month two. You know, even if you just kept 95 of the customers and you lost 5, well, cool. If you add another 100 customers in month 2, then you're sitting on potentially big profits and a lovely recurring revenue business, which is as passive as it gets. So you can use AI now to build SaaS. So anybody and everybody's doing it. A year ago, nobody believed it was possible. Devs were screaming spaghetti code, not secure, blah, blah, blah. Now everybody, even the best coders in the world, are developing apps using AI. So I predicted it. You can look back on this channel. You'll almost, it's easy to look back and go, yeah, that was obvious, but it wasn't obvious at the time. But I very much knew that this would happen. It's happened. But I also knew that building a business, just because AI is here and it is making things easier, building a business is still difficult. I've been digital marketing for the last 25 years, making full-time income in my spare time. I've never been a foot to a floor kind of guy. I have little sprints whereby maybe a year or two, foot to the floor, work really hard, and then I start making comfortable money from that thing, and then I kind of leave it to it, which is a shame because I'd be sitting on 100 million now if I hadn't done that. But I am actually sharing my journey to 100 million using AI. So my goal over the next 3 or 4 years before 2030 is to make $100 million using AI, and I'm capturing that journey on Instagram and TikTok if you want to follow along there. For some reason, I'm not uploading to YouTube Shorts, but I do the long form YouTube and try and be a little bit more helpful on it, because you can only do so much chatting on Instagram reel that it can only be 3 minutes, or it doesn't push you out to people. So all my reels, all my TikToks are basically 3 minutes long. These things I tend to rant for about an hour or half an hour or something like that, so I can add more value and hopefully help you more. So this video is actually about building a business in your SaaS, with your SaaS, right? So like I say, building apps, super easy. Building businesses still difficult. So let's give you a kind of high level overview, if you like, of the SaaS game and what you can do to easily start getting your foot in the door. So there's 2 main categories of kind of marketing or promotion when it comes to a SaaS business. This is not a wide held belief. This is just the way I see it. You've got active methods and you've got passive methods. Now the active methods are the ones that will blow your business up overnight potentially, right? But they also require you to have the faith a little bit more and exert effort for an extended period of time potentially before they work, and maybe they don't ever work. So active methods are the jackpots, the slam dunks, the winners. They're the ones that I would urge you to do if you was trying to aggressively build your SaaS business and you wanted to grow it as fast as possible. You're gonna have to be a little bit more active at it, in my opinion. But then there's another category of them, which are passive. These are the slam dunk, no-brainer marketing methods that everybody should be implementing into their SaaS business, especially since AI takes care of them once you've set it up. So they're the ones that I'm gonna cover in this video. I'm just gonna cover 3 passive promotional methods or marketing methods to help you get your SaaS, your first 10 customers, first 100 customers, maybe first 1,000 customers. Again, it's not going to happen overnight with these passive ones, but they're very low effort, especially since AI does them. So let's talk about the 3 passive promotional methods you can use to get customers for your SaaS business. Number 1 is an automated blog, right? Now, people don't think of blogs these days as kind of a cash machine, money generating thing. Almost Google SEO has been kind of forgotten to a certain extent. But I think that is probably short-sighted. See, SEO is one of those things whereby it'll change, it'll evolve, but it's the first real money I made online. So 25 years ago, a little bit more, the first taste of real money was me getting my site ranked in Google for a kind of, I would say, a medium to low search term, and it printed. I was making at least 10k a month by just owning this one kind of keyword. That wasn't a super duper competitive keyword, but I owned it. I was number one spot on this keyword, and it printed. Organic traffic, other than like a warm audience whereby you've got an audience and they know, like, and trust you and you built it over time, organic traffic is probably one of the most powerful ones because it's got search intent. So if you've got a Facebook ad, say, for example, you are interrupting them. That's an interruption style kind of grab for their attention. And a lot of people, they're not looking for it, they're not expecting it, they definitely don't want it. So you've almost got to interrupt them and then kind of get on their radar and jump through a load of hoops to get them to want to buy from you. Whereas search-based is like very much intentional. So they're going, I am looking for this thing. So if you can own a search term, and there's no such thing as owning a search term, but if you can own a search term for free, then you could make potentially get a lot of free trials, and then a whole bunch of them might turn to customers. But that's if you owned essentially like a medium level search term. Now imagine it's hard, especially in 2026, to rank for like a medium level search term. But if you could acquire tens of thousands of dollars worth of new recurring revenue each month by just owning that search term and becoming number one for it, right? Even now in 2026. But that's hard. There's more competition than ever. Ranking's not the same as it used to be. They put the ads up there. They put the AI. It's not slop. I think it's powered by Gemini. And actually Google's got really good at just like an LLM. So you get the AI text, you get a bunch of ads. It's very difficult. And then once you've got through all the stuff, to be number one, you're still quite a way down the page. But Google's still the biggest search engine in the world. It's still got an absolute shed ton of traffic. And I know more people are searching on LLMs now than ever, but don't count Google out. Trust me, underestimate Google at your peril. They've got very deep pockets. They own massive amounts of data center compute. They're heavily in the AI space and not dominating, but they're definitely up there with one of the best models. Google are not over. It's not over for Google. It's not over for the Google product. And just because TVs came out didn't mean nobody ever listened to the radio. So even if things evolve past Google, which maybe they do in the future, and Google doesn't evolve with them, still owning search terms in the biggest search engine in the world is definitely lucrative, massively lucrative. It's high converting traffic, it's high buying intent traffic, and it's just a good place to be. So you're not gonna likely own a medium level search term. Chances are all you can hope for is the long tail. What's a long tail search term? So a long tail search term is multiple word search term. So if you look at, like, I don't know, let's think of the word taxi. How many times is taxi typed into Google versus taxi Middlesbrough, right? Taxi Middlesbrough's going to be typed in a whole lot less, but it's also got a lot higher intent. So if you're in Middlesbrough, you're probably going to type in taxi Middlesbrough over taxi. So taxi Middlesbrough will have a lot less traffic than taxi, but it'll be a lot more relevant traffic or buyer's intent traffic, if you like. The people typing in taxi Middlesbrough are looking for a taxi. So arguably, if you're a taxi firm in Middlesbrough, you would be better off ranking well for taxi Middlesbrough than you would for taxi, because people are going to be searching taxi all over the place, and you don't have taxis all over the place unless you Uber. So don't write off the long tail. And long tails aren't taxi Middlesbrough. A long tail might be big black cab Middlesbrough for a family, right? Almost nobody's going to type in that exact search term, right? So it's going to be super low traffic. But if you rank number one for that search term, then you're getting a whole lot of high buying intent traffic, right? The people that type that in, if you have a Middlesbrough taxi firm, are highly likely to go, ooh, if your page is about Middlesbrough taxis and you've got big black ones that are for families, they're gonna click you and they're probably gonna book you. So what I'm saying is, don't write off the long tail. What you lose in the amount of traffic, because hardly anyone's going to search for that, you gain for the fact that it's so buyer keyword specific. It's so kind of focused. So don't try and rank for, let's say you've got a fitness piece of software. Don't try and rank for fitness. Don't try and rank for fitness. There's no point. I mean, if you could, then you're going to make millions of dollars, no doubt about it. Even though most of the traffic might not be applicable to you. I can hear fountains down there. I think they're testing the fountains. You can see them. I think they're testing the fountains. So don't try and rank for that high volume search terms. You're not gonna. Or even the middle level search terms. When I say I was ranking for them kind of low to medium search terms, and I owned one or two and made good money from it, we're talking 25 years ago, like 20 years ago. Like, the game is more competitive and it's changed. But can you rank for long tail search terms? And the answer is yes, you absolutely can rank for them, right? Because hardly anybody's typing that. But here's the thing, right? You don't have to predict exactly what they're going to type. They could type some variation of that. So the big black cab Middlesbrough taxi for a family or whatever, nobody's going to type that. That might get typed once in a decade. It might get typed once in a lifetime, those exact words. But maybe somebody types in taxi firm, large cab Middlesbrough. And because you're optimized for that long tail search term, like, it might pick up secondary long tail search terms without any extra work. I can really hear them firing them cannons. I don't know if they're testing them or what. So just because you think, well, no one will ever search for that, they'll search for variations of it. And because you're optimized for that one long tail, you'll almost pick up other long tails. So you're accidentally, maybe they do that every day, I don't know. You're accidentally optimized for a bunch of other search terms that are essentially going to lead the good traffic to you. So can you hear it? I mean, I love them Canon ones. I don't know if they're testing them or what. So anyway, just put me off on it. One take, never do any editing. Just one take on the balcony. It is what it is. You get what you get. So I'm just riffing here. I'm just off the top of my head. Well, I've been doing this a very long time, so it's easy to riff. But still, when I've got blooming workmen round on a tower the other side of this building, I've got them firing cannons that I'm not expecting, fountain cannons. I'm just a bit like, got to do this in one take. Right, so anyway, hopefully I've established the what and the why of optimizing for long tail search terms, because they've got high buyer's intent, albeit low volume. But like I say, it's like a snowflake. You'll never see two snowflakes the same. But if you can catch snowflakes, you can catch snowflakes. And long tail can often catch multiple long tail under the same keyword. So you don't have to just rank specifically for that exact long tail keyword. Variations of that. They call it latent semantic indexing. I don't want to get too technical, but like words that mean that can often rank just the same. So you optimize for this really long tail search term, and actually for the fact that you optimize for that means you pick up traffic from others. So what feels like it would be searched once a decade, if that, might end up actually bringing you rankings on 20 different like long tail search terms that get searched that month. And I know you might go, 20 searches a month. This is free, high search-based intent. So we're not talking about taxis in Middlesbrough. We're talking about whatever your SaaS niche is and whatever your problem that you solve for people with your SaaS is, right? So you've got the ability to get a trickle of traffic from a long tail search term. Now, once upon a time, we would hire Filipinos, or there was this website that used to be able to get like articles were they like $1 or $2? I can't remember, but you used to pay to have human beings write articles that were frankly a bit rubbish, right? And you'd put them on your website in the hope that you'd get some long tail search traffic, but you were still investing cash to do that. Now with AI, and they were crap, they were rubbish. They were usually like 500 words, and Google doesn't really like 500 word articles. It's not for a very long time. Like, it likes high authority, long form, well written articles. Well, guess what AI can do with the right prompts? Out of the box, feels like AI slop. But if you've got the right prompts and you know what you're doing, you can actually make really good quality articles. Now, Google likes to suggest that pure AI generated content it's not a massive fan of, but honestly there's prompts that you can layer in with other prompts now and systems you can use whereby it humanizes it really well, and actually the AI detectors can't figure out it's AI. So one of the ways is, if you've got a lot of writing online, you can train the AI on your writing style, which probably breaks all the grammatical rules in the book and is not academic writing at all. And then all of a sudden you're going to probably trick most AI detectors. That's what I can do. Like, I've trained like at my agents basically on my brand voice, and it can write as well as me, arguably better than me in 99% of the times, but it sounds like me. And when I put that into one of these AI detectors, albeit I know they're just like a little bit basic, it doesn't call them out. It says this is probably human writing. So what I'm saying is, when you put a few things together, you can actually get long form, high quality articles written by the AI, and you can target the long tail keywords, right? Which over time you build it up, and maybe once you get more page ranking authority and just more like quality signals from Google, your website will naturally rank higher. So when more people link to you and it trusts you more, and all the trust signals that go into the algorithm right now, when it's got all those, you'll be able to probably attack higher higher volume search terms. But to start off with, just target the long tail. So what I'm saying is, set up an automated blog that writes one long form blog post per day. If you've got a fitness app, don't have it optimized for the word fitness, because you're never going to rank number one. Not in 10 lifetimes. You're not going to be able to compete with the people that have got deep pockets, that have been established for a long time, that are making absolute billions out of the keyword fitness. You're not going to be able to compete with them. You're never going to rank number one. Doesn't matter. Even if you found some hack, it would last about 10 minutes on Google these days. You're not going to be able to do it. So don't try. But fitness tracking app for personal trainers in the UK, that's pretty long tail, right? Could you have an automated blog generate keywords that are related to that, and then write SEO based articles that are helpful and useful and written for a human, that actually have tips in them that people want to read, and automatically upload one of those a day to your blog on your sales page of your SaaS? Absolutely. You could and you should. And it's not that difficult, and it's free. You can hook it up so that it uses your Codex or your Claude Code subscription, and it will just do it every day. It'll write one, it'll optimize it for the search terms, it'll even generate the search terms, and it'll upload it to your website. Now, you could do more than one a day if you want. You probably sat there, some people will be sat there thinking, well, if AI can do that, well, I could get it to do 10,000 of them. Yeah, I would advise against that, right? Google is going to look at your new site with no authority and go, this site has 10,000 articles on it from day one. It's not going to go, right, let's give it all this traffic. It's going to go, yeah, this is probably AI slop. This is probably some content farming scumbag that's not adding any value, and actually it's rubbish. So you're better off dripping it over time, slowly. I think one a day is a good tempo. You could do more, but think about it, in a year's time, you've got 365 articles on there. Now, you could take this a step further and create what are called feeder sites, which is what I did back in the day. And you could create maybe 10 domains with blogs on them with this similar style thing, and have like 10 domains that are not your SaaS landing page, or not your actual home page of your website, and have them kind of ranking. So 10 websites could be making 10 posts a day, and those websites, albeit you wouldn't claim they were independent to your website, they could very much appear to be. So you're not overtly going, hey, we own this website too. You know, you're not denying it, you're not hiding it, but you're also not making a song and dance out of it. So you could almost benefit from the fact that it's like an affiliate relationship. If I say this film that I made is the best film ever, you're going to go, well, you're going to think it is because you made it, Matt. But if I say this film that somebody I don't know made is the best film ever, you're much more likely to trust that recommendation. So to a certain extent, you could get that kind of authority leaking through from kind of a feeder site, like a content-based feeder site. Again, you can set up, AI writes the things, there's zero cost. You hook it up through GitHub. You can get like free websites on Cloudflare. I think Amazon do a free server to host websites. There's all kinds of ways to get 100% free websites, hook up your LLM that you're already paying for through GitHub to do it every day, to basically be the brain for it. And you can get real wild with this. I don't want to go into too much depth because this is meant to be a three technique. So to stick with the title of the video and my intentions for the video, we're going to move on from that. So step number one, it's passive. You set it up once, AI takes care of it. It's zero or very close to it cost. An automated blog, go do it. If you don't know how to do it, just follow, just ask Claude, ask ChatGPT, whatever, and follow along. By the way, I was ready to rename my son Claude, and because I loved Claude so much, and I actually downgraded from the $200 a month max plan last night to the $20 a month pro plan on Claude, and I've actually moved over to the Codex, but it was just ChatGPT, and I'm on a higher plan of that now than I was when I left ChatGPT a few months ago. Crazy times. What's Anthropic doing? Stop messing around. You're screwing yourselves. You're ruining everything you've built. And they're about to change the pricing structure. But sorry, I don't mean to go off on tangents. So what's number two? Same thing, but for LLM. So there's now LLM SEO. People are arguing about what terms to call it, but there's LLM SEO. It's passive. It's essentially a one-time thing. Let AI do it. Bish bash bosh. You're off to the races. And what was the third one I was going to mention? SEO, LLM SEO, and I can't remember the third one. I should probably write it down. I've gone off on too many tangents. Video's longer than I want it to be, and I'm red hot here on my balcony in Dubai. So if you want to know that third one, or if you like this kind of content, please do comment down below. Please like it. The more love these videos get, the more videos I make. I don't spend much time with YouTube because I get low views, and whilst I love making YouTube videos, I actually prefer it to the short form. Like, it's a little bit disheartening when on the short form you can get 5,000 views really easily, and on this you get like 100 views. So I do appreciate any engagement. If you can share it, if you can like it, if you can comment on it or anything like that, I will appreciate it. I don't do what you're meant to do to rank well on YouTube, but I don't like to feel like I'm just talking to myself. Do you know what I mean? Because most people aren't going to click and watch through the whole video. So if you get 100 views, well, probably 15 people watched it fully. Do you know what I mean? So if you like this kind of content, if you appreciate that I'm sharing 25 years plus worth of digital marketing knowledge, and you want to know more about launching your SaaS, building a customer base, an actual customer base for your Vibe Coded SaaS, then please engage with this video. Follow it, subscribe, whatever, like it, leave a comment, all that stuff, share it. Just do whatever you can to push this out, because the more love these videos get, the more I'll go in this direction. I feel like maybe I've not touched this direction enough, but it's probably what will help most people the most. So give me some love. You're not screwing anyone over, you're helping me, but like it's not like 100,000 people are going to see this, so you're not creating competition for yourself or whatever. Right, thanks for watching anyway. Red hot, good in. Hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the view and the fountains a little bit. Beautiful view. See you later. Cheers.